But today I'm not alone, and I'm joined by my dear friend by the name CJ. I won't introduce him. He's gonna say his full name. I just said the initials. The topic today, you don't want to go nowhere, because he's an expert on something we call change.
Passion alone is not enough, but it's the fuel in the tank to get to where you're going. So you need to know where you want to go. You need to know where you've been.
Yes.
You need to know where you're at.
Yes.
You need gas in the tank,
Yes.
which is your passion.
Yes. Hello guys, how are you? It's your girl Paris Boothia. Welcome to Paris Boothia TV. If you're new in this channel, we welcome you.
Yes.
If you're not new and you've been following me, watching, subscribed and sharing, God bless you. Now, as you know, every Tuesday, sometimes even on the weekend, I drop a video talking about different topics. This is a channel that go above and beyond to bring you things that will inspire you, things that will teach you, things that will make you just laugh, have fun. Sometimes we just be silly, nothing important, right? So you know me, I'm all about that. But today I'm not alone. I have my dear friends. By my name, he's been a good friend. By the way, we're in Canada. For those who follow me, you know I live in Canada and I live in Kenya. So this video, we are doing it in Canada. And I'm joined by my dear friend by the name CJ. I won't introduce him. He's going to say his full name. I just said the initials. He'll be the one to tell you what is CJ, who is CJ, what does he do? But I'll tell you this. The topic today, you don't want to go nowhere, because he's an expert on something we call change. Yes? Have you been stuck somewhere and you just wish somebody can just give you ABCD, like a road map of how can I change my life? How can I change my relationship? How can I change my marriage? How can I change my job? How can I change my house? How can I change my environment? I don't know. What is it you want to change? What are you stuck in? Don't go nowhere. Get your cup of coffee, your cup of tea, water, whatever you drink. Get it. And let's get into this conversation. But before we go there, hello, Mr. CJ.
Hello, my friend.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to Paris Boothia TV channel.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I'm so humbled.
Oh.
You know this is overdue.
Yes.
We've been wanting to do this a lot.
Well, you know, time.
COVID happened. We were not able to visit
but you're
each
back
other.
now.
I'm back
We're
here.
here.
And we said we must do this.
We must do this before you go.
Say hello to my friends, those that are watching us, and tell them who is CJ. Not just who is CJ, what does CJ do? Because I'm sure they want to know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, hello all you people who are watching. They call me CJ. My name is Charles Jackson, CJ. And by trade, I'm a fashion designer. I've been doing fashion design for 30 plus years, making people look good on the outside. And as we all know, we went through COVID.
Yes.
And it gave me some time to really think about, you know, what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. That's really what happened. I had a lot of time alone, so, you know, I was saying, God, what do you want me to do? And he really made me look back on my life, and he made me look at my past, he made me look at my present, and he made me look at where he wants me to go in my future.
Yes.
I had plans, but he had plans.
Of course.
So I made a decision to choose God's plan.
Yes.
So God has, you know, positioned me to really bring a lot of people who are stuck out of their stuckness, if I could say it like that.
Yes.
To really give them the confidence, the courage, and a blueprint that they could simply follow for change.
Very true. And especially, I like what you've said. Since COVID happened, a lot of people have found themselves confused. A lot of people have found themselves lost.
Yes.
Why? Because, for example, I know some of my friends who lost their job. I know some of my friends who lost their business. I know some of my friends who lost their partners.
Yes.
And now somebody, and that's why I think this topic is really very dear to my heart and so many other people, because I don't think I know one person who COVID did not touch one way or another.
Correct.
True?
I believe it's, well, all you have to do is turn on the TV, turn on the radio,
Yeah.
make a phone call,
Yeah.
send an email,
Yeah.
send a text,
Yeah.
do a Facebook post
Yeah.
or Instagram,
Yeah.
and you'll know that the whole world has been affected, but different ways.
Different ways,
Right.
both positive and negative.
Both positive, both
But most
negative.
I think negative. I don't know.
I didn't really do
So-
no research on that.
Yeah.
You know? But I realized that, you know, it was making a impact on the world.
Yeah.
You know, it got to the point where we were on lockdown.
True.
So no work. So I wasn't working for 2 years.
Right?
Right? I have a renovations business with my buddy.
Yeah.
We couldn't do no renovations
Yeah.
because you need to have the vaccine
Very true.
to go into people's homes and to work.
True.
And when it first started, there was nobody working at all.
Very true.
So being home, I enjoyed it for the first while, but then I'm like, hold on.
How
What
much
am I gonna
coffee can you
do?
drink?
Right? And so really I said, you know, what do I really want to do with the rest of my life?
Yes.
That's what I was saying to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, you know, I could do this, I could do that, but you know, what does God want me to do?
True.
So I went into some deep, alone, one-on-one time with God, and He basically said the same thing He said to me a long time ago, which I didn't really follow, but He just reminded me that, you know, He has a plan for my life. It's a good plan. It's a plan to help other people. And so I said, okay. And He slowly started, you know, putting the pieces together, bringing the people into my life who could, you know, shine the light on some areas that I needed to change in.
True.
And, you know, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the spot where I'm just about to release some material, some
Yes.
curriculum, some programs, which I was sharing with you earlier.
Yes, yes.
And so I'm excited about that. But really, He's called me to help leaders, single parents, entrepreneurs who are ready for change.
Okay. Let me just ask you, and I'm asking this because I know the person who is watching us right now are wondering, what's your why? You know, why single parent? Why entrepreneur? You know, why are you choosing these particular people and particular topics? Why
Yes.
are they so dear to you?
Well, for me,
Yeah.
like I said, you know, this COVID time alone allowed me to look in my past. And at the age of 30, 29, 30 years old, I found myself a single father
Yeah.
with a young son.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I've
Yes.
always been an entrepreneur. And,
Yes.
you know, I got a chance to look back
Got you.
and look at some of the struggles that I went through
Got you.
as a parent.
Yes.
You know, some of the lessons I learned as a single parent.
Yes.
Some of the victories that I had as a single parent.
Yes.
And then I looked at to where I was at now.
Yes.
Now I'm married. My son's 35 years old now,
Wow.
so which is crazy. But, you know, God reminded me that there's other people. I have a daughter who's a single parent.
Got you.
I have lots of friends that are single parents.
Yes.
I have a lot of friends who are entrepreneurs. And, you know, they want to do something, but maybe they just don't know where to start.
Start.
They don't know, you know, a lot of challenges are in their way. Because I've came through a lot of those challenges, you know, God's like, I want you to take all your experiences, package them in a way that you can simply share it with somebody, and if they follow it, they'll be able to make those changes in their life, whatever it may be.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of different projects going, but the main one that I'm working on, that I'm about to release, is a program curriculum called Break Free.
Break free.
Life
I like
without
that.
limits.
Who doesn't want to break free? I know I
Life
do.
without limits, right?
Life without
And
limits.
and really, it's a curriculum that's going to help people overcome the limiting beliefs that they have for themselves.
True.
Right. So
True.
during COVID, I actually interviewed over 100 150 people to really see what's their challenge that they're currently facing, what are some of the issues that they're facing, what are some of the dreams that they have. And a lot of them want to start their own business, but they don't know where to start. A lot of them think it takes more money than needs to.
True.
You know, because when I asked them why they haven't started, oh, it takes a lot of money. They didn't know how to do proper research. They just didn't have nothing to really follow. All the information they had was just myths and hearsay. So, you know, I really took the time to take all their feedback and craft something that leaders
Yes.
can use to, you know, take their business into a new direction even.
Okay.
Because COVID has forced businesses to realize business is not as usual. So we have to learn how to pivot, how to change, how to even rethink about our brand, our image, whatever it might be. And so that's really what it's about, is helping parents to think like, especially single parents, to think like, even though you're a single parent, you can still own your own business. Even though you're a single parent, it's not the end of the world. Even though you're a single parent, you know, I believe it's a great example to your child to go out there and chase that dream. But the real biggest thing I found was that nobody really knew. There wasn't a simplified step-by-step
To follow.
something that they could follow within affordable. You know, you can go to school and spend $20,000. They'll teach you a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But the people who I've talked to who did that had confessed that really all they learned was how to get a job. So my program is designed to help single parents start their own business.
Got you.
It's designed to help leaders empower the people that work with them or
Yes.
for them
Yes.
to build their brand or their business within or with outside of that business.
Okay.
And to help, you know, even individuals just, you know, enter into entrepreneurship in a simple, easy to follow plan.
All right.
Yes.
Wow, shall we dive into it?
We
I
can
would
dive into it.
want
We
to
can
really-
dive into
I would
it.
want to hear, first of all, I'm an entrepreneur, so I would really, you just said you would want to advise us, give us even advice that will take us to the next step. If we feel like we are stuck right here, how can we unstuck and move to the next level? For example, that young person, or not young person, maybe somebody of our age who is watching us and now they're like, okay, at this age, how can I even start over? Like, Charles, are you crazy? Are you telling me I can quit my job and start my own business at this age? I'm sure there's somebody who is asking that right there.
Well, I wouldn't say quit your job. You know, what I would say is, like everything in life, you need a plan.
Exactly.
And, you know, the plan starts with visualizing where you're at and where you want to go. A lot of the clients I work with, I say, you know, if you went to a doctor and he was to diagnose you, if he was to prescribe something to you without diagnosing the problem first, that's malpractice.
Very true.
You got to diagnose the problem so that you can treat it properly.
Yes.
Right? If you want to take a trip, you want to know where you're going.
Destination.
You're not going to show up to an airport with your bags packed and get on a plane, because you need to know where you're going first.
Yes.
So in working with clients, I always say to them, listen, you need to know where you want to go.
Very true.
Which is, a lot of people have no problem doing that. You know, so if somebody was saying, oh, I want to start my own business. Okay, cool. Before we dive into what type of business, why that business, what skills do you have, what resources do you need or have to launch, then I would ask them, where are they now?
Where are you now?
Where are you working now? Are you working full-time, part-time? Do you have access to resources, finances, education? You know, where are you now?
Exactly.
But more importantly, I always ask them, where were they?
Wow, where were you and where are you now?
And where were you?
Wow.
Because, you know, a lot of times, I can speak for myself, I've started a lot of businesses and I know how to mess a business up.
Trust me.
I should write a book about, you know, how to mess a business up 101. Right? I've had lots of businesses, but, you know, I've come to realize that our personal lives cannot be separated from our business.
100%.
And as an entrepreneur, if we as an individual are not whole, if we an individual are not thinking right,
we don't work on ourselves.
If we don't build ourselves, then our business is going to die
For sure.
eventually.
For
So
sure.
you might have a business that's working great for 4 years, 5 years, maybe even 10 years. But
Yes.
sooner or later,
Yes.
it's going to dive because we haven't built ourselves up as a person. We've built our business, but we
But
didn't
not
build
us.
ourselves up.
So are you telling us first we need to invest in ourselves first
100%.
before you can go and say, now I'm ready to open a business, now I'm ready to get married, for those who are single and looking to get married. Now, so first we need to work on us. That's what I'm hearing
That's
from you.
you're hearing me loud and clear.
Okay.
If you're not willing to invest in yourself,
Yes.
you need to be willing to invest in yourself.
So
Because investing in a business, in my opinion, is something outside of you. You're investing in that, but you're not building yourself up.
true.
So how do you handle conflict? How do you handle different personalities? How do you work with people? How do you communicate? How do you learn? How do you teach? All these things are important in building a business. And if you're messed up and don't work on yourself, eventually your business is going to mess up. It's going to, we've all probably worked for somebody who was like not the good boss.
Very true.
And they come to work some days and they're mad at you and and the employee or the person working with them are saying like, what's wrong with this person? Yeah, they're a person, but they've never taken the time to work on themselves.
To develop themselves first. So the
Yes.
number one thing, people, we're going to do is work on ourselves. Invest on yourself.
Invest in yourself.
What's the number two, Mr. CJ?
Number two would be, have some good, have a good team. When I say team, I'm not talking about business. I'm just saying a good support system.
Okay, like a mentor.
You need a mentor,
Yeah.
right? You need a coach. You need a cheerleader.
Okay.
You need a trainer. I like to
Okay.
equate it to boxing. I love boxing.
Yeah.
So every boxer, although he's in the ring alone, he has a trainer who conditions him for the fight.
True.
He has a trainer that conditions him for the actual fighting techniques,
True.
which is different from your conditioned trainer. So there's an endurance trainer conditioning so that you can last the duration of the fight.
Got you.
And then there's a technical coach who teaches you the techniques and the strategies of fighting,
Yes.
right? You have a cut man.
Who is the cut man?
The cut man steps in when you get a cut,
Oh.
when you take a hit.
Got you. The one who
And-
come
and-
and clean up and,
and-
put something
yes.
looking like Vaseline.
If you don't have a cut man, the fight might be over early
Wow.
because if there's too much blood, the fight gets canceled and you
Very
lose.
Very true.
So as a fighter, you need a cut man, you need a trainer, and you need a coach. You need also some
cheerleader.
cheerleaders.
you can do
To-
it. You
yeah,
can
come
do
on.
It.
You
Come
know, you
on.
need people to cheer you on,
Yes.
even when you're losing. And in business, as the stats say, 85% of businesses fail within the first 5 years.
Yeah.
So,
Sad, but yeah.
it is what it is. But if you have a good team, a good support system, you have better chances of winning.
Very true.
You have a better chances of winning. And like I said, I like using boxing because I love boxing. It's
Yeah.
dear to me.
Yeah.
And we all know Mike Tyson.
Very true.
He was a champion of the world.
Yes.
He was at the top of his industry,
Very true.
but he had personal issues, which brought him to the bottom.
So he didn't work on himself first. He didn't
No,
invest on
he
himself.
perfected his craft. He built his brand. He built his business, but he didn't work on himself.
Oh, that's a very good example.
Right? And it's a great example because he himself has said, I watched an interview with him a couple of months ago, and he
Yeah.
said, everybody was telling me I would be the champion, and I believed them, and I could do it, and I did it. But he goes, I had a past that I didn't deal with. And the past is not separate from the present.
No.
So whatever's in your past that's not dealt with is going to infect or
You're
affect
pleasant.
your future. It's there, and you're trying to go there, but it's
Still keeping on.
Yes.
It's like these two wild fighting.
it's there's a fighting going on inside of
Yeah.
all of us. Our pasts
And
is,
you
and
now.
where we're at now, but where we're trying to go. So it's like, and
Yeah.
a lot of times it's how we think about ourselves
Yeah.
is based on our past.
Now, let me ask you a question, because I always like to ask this question because I know the person watching us, maybe they're thinking it. And please type there also any question you might have, and me and CJ will do our very best to answer them to you when you watch this video. How do I find a good mentor? I know that I know personally I do have mentors, and I also mentor people.
Yes,
sometimes you need a mentor, and also you can become a mentor.
Yes.
But the question I always hear is that, how do I find a good mentor? And does it always to be somebody who I see that we can sit face to face, like we are sitting one on one, me and you right now? Does a mentor has to be that? I know those are questions people ask.
Yes, there's, I don't think there's a specific way on how to find a mentor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think you got to really know where you want to go and what you want to do. If I'm trying to fly to Kenya.
Yes.
And I'm going to an airlines that doesn't fly to Kenya.
You're not going to get to Kenya.
I'm not going to get to Kenya.
Yes.
If I want to become the heavyweight champion fighter of the world, I can't go to the best chef in the world.
Very true.
Because he can't,
Relate.
So I have a little checklist that what would make a good mentor for me, right? So you have to know what's for you.
Yes.
Right? But you have to know where you're going.
Very true.
So for me,
Yes.
a mentor has to been where
You
I
wanna
want to go.
I like that.
First one.
Yes.
Second one, I want to know about the struggle.
You do not want to just know about their success story.
No,
You
I want to know the
their journey
struggle,
to their.
yes.
Ah.
Because that's going to tell me a lot for me. Because everybody's going to face struggles.
Very
So,
true.
they got to been there where you're trying to go.
Yes.
They've had to
Struggles.
willing to share their
The
struggle.
struggle. How did they just woke up one day and find themselves there, or?
If you
What
as
were
an
the
example, somebody who's trying to start a business, as an example. When I was 17, I had a dry cleaners, and I went to all my friends, and they advised me, they coached me, they mentored me, but they had no business. And I listened to them.
You listen.
But I listened to them.
To somebody who's never had a
And
business.
I can tell you that's the quickest way to fail a business, is listen to somebody who hasn't been there, who hasn't done that.
I've done that mistake not once, not twice, but more than I'm afraid to say on camera.
Right.
Seriously, listening to people who have no clue,
What they're talking about.
and you just go by whatever nonsense they've told
Because it
you.
sounds good, right? Like, I always say this, that high emotion equals low intelligence.
Oh, wow.
I know you've heard that one before.
Yes, high
right?
emotion
I
equals-
still say that
it's
one, right?
true, it's
You can
very
be very happy,
Very true.
and your decision making is a little off.
Very true.
You can be angry, decision making is a little off.
Yes.
So I say, calm down, relax,
Sober mind.
make your decisions, right?
And
So-
go to sleep, think over it,
Yes,
write it down.
There's no rush,
No rush.
because we're talking about your future.
That's true.
Right? But before we go to your future, we need to know where you're at now and what's your past. Like, some people just are not equipped
That's so
to
true.
be an entrepreneur.
That's another thing. That's another mistake most people do. You're gonna know yourself beyond shadow of doubt. Or we believe that everybody, me and you, we share the same faith, and we believe everybody's in this world for a purpose
I
and for a
agree, yes.
reason.
Yes.
But a lot of us, we want to copy and paste someone else's life.
Yes.
Just because you told me, like now, the person who will be watching this one, you should have a mentor. So now I might look at you and
Yes.
say, my friend CJ does ABCD. I
Mm.
admire my friend CJ marriage. I admire my friend CJ business. I admire my friend CJ everything. Now, I want to be like CJ. But am I really supposed to be CJ? Because maybe whatever kind of business you are doing and you're good at, maybe you're good at people, and now you're in business of coaching people. But I, on the other hand, I can't even stand
Yes.
people.
Yes.
But now I want to go into coaching business because CJ is my mentor. I love him. I admire him. So I like what you've said. So first we look at the person who is going to mentor us. Are they what we want? Are they mirroring us in
Yes.
some sort of way
Yes.
beyond shadow of doubt? Because sometimes you can follow the wrong mentor too.
For sure. That's why we need to know where we've been,
Yeah.
where we're at,
Yeah.
and where we want to go.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And because somebody's a mentor doesn't mean you're going to do what they do.
No, you just
Right.
want to learn.
They're there to teach you
Nuggets.
certain things, you know,
Pick some things from them
yes.
and make it yours.
And, you know, I don't watch tennis that much, but tennis people have coaches for different things,
Got you.
right? There's coaches who help them with the serve. There's coaches who help them with the mental part of the game,
Yes.
right? So there's a mental part of, if we're talking about entrepreneurship, there's a mental part. If we're talking about changing your life,
Which is the hardest one.
it's that's why I say people have to work on themselves. Have to work on themselves. That's not easy, right? Especially if you don't have a good foundation,
Very
right? So personally, I believe for me, my foundation is Christ. I build on that.
a strong foundation you can build from.
That's for me, right?
Yes.
I've built on other foundations
That have
and
been
I can
sunk.
tell you they've all crumbled. They've all crumbled, right? But when you build on the rock,
Yes.
it's solid.
Very true.
Now, the rock is solid.
Yes.
But if what you're building is not solid, it's going to crumble.
Very
But you're not going to sink,
Very true.
right? So I believe, you know, if we take those dreams, take those visions to God, He will make it clear to us what our purpose is. If we're willing to look back at our past, we'll see what our gifts are, what our talents are. We see, you know, a lot of people they're looking outside for the answer when the answer is really inside.
Very true. Very
Right? And we have everything we need in us.
true. In us.
But if we're not investing in us, we can't draw it out. Right? So I've worked with a lot of different type of people, and I always say to them, what are you good at? What would you like to get compensated for that you love to do?
And what
Right.
would you do even if it's for free? You know,
Yeah,
nobody's
yeah,
paying you,
for-
but you
I
would
mean,
do it because
It depends on what people are doing, right? So if we're talking entrepreneurship, people are going to go in business. In my opinion, it should be something you enjoy,
very true.
right? Like I'm not going to go into doing hairstyling because I don't like hairstyling. I like hairdos. Thank you for hairdressers, not for me, for the females. But you know, I'm not passionate about it.
About it. So
Right,
why
so-
would you go in it?
But people go into stuff. I've seen it. I've done it for money, for, you know, notoriety, for, you know, influence, for different reasons.
Yes.
Right. But for me, I always encourage people that I work with to be passionate about what you're doing, because when the struggle comes, there's going to be a struggle. When the struggle comes,
Yeah.
you're passionate. You're going to
Keep going.
figure out a way to go through.
But still, passion is not enough.
It's not enough because
Passion
you need
alone is
passion.
not
No,
enough.
passion. I have 4 children. Passion's not enough.
Exactly.
They're passionate about the wrong things,
Exactly.
right? Like I said, passion alone is not enough, but it's the fuel in the tank to get to where you're going. So you
Exactly.
need to know where you want to go. You need to know where you've been.
Yes.
You need to know where you're at.
Yes.
You need gas in the tank,
Yes.
which is your passion.
Yes.
You need to know your purpose.
Uh-huh.
People say, I've talked to a lot of people over this 2 years of COVID, and they all want to change. And I ask them, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? What do you want to be? And getting clarity on that
You have
is
no-
key.
Yes.
Because once you know, then you have everything you need. Now you can start going in that direction. You can start finding the right people to put on your team to help you get there,
Very true.
right?
Very true.
If you have a car, you need a mechanic,
Very true.
period.
Yes.
If you have a car, you don't have a mechanic, when your car breaks down, you're going to realize real quick, I need a mechanic on my team,
Very true.
right? So you need purpose, you need passion, you need
Mental
a mentor for sure. You need courage, right?
courage. Yeah.
You need courage because, you know, there's going to be the doubters. So you need to have the courage to not listen to the doubters. You have to listen. If this is what you believe God is instructing you, calling you to do, whether it's start a business, whether it's just, you know, be better in your parenting skills, or better as a boss, or better as a entrepreneur, whatever it might be, whatever change you're going for or after, you need to know, like, I'm clear, without a doubt, I know this is what
This
you
is
know
the direction
God
I
is
want.
calling me to do, or God is leading me to do, or I'm confident that, you know, I have the assurance that I'm going in the right direction,
Got you.
right? And I could go on about a whole bunch of lists
To do.
about stuff that we need to have in place. But the reality is you need to know where you're at, where you want to go, what you've been through. You got to be passionate about it. You got to be purposeful about it. You got to have a good team, and you got to have the courage to actually step out and do it.
And their courage also. Do you think sometimes we might even need to change some of the relationship we're in if we're gonna change ourselves? And because let's face it, sometimes even the people in our life can be a problem by themselves.
Yes.
True or false?
It's 100% true.
That's where your environment come in.
Yes.
Right? Sometimes even people you call friends.
Okay, let me add to that. And family.
Family.
Right?
Can be the same people that you love with all your heart, could also be the same people that are holding you back.
For sure. And, you know, I'll use boxing again.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I had a cousin who was a great boxer. And he fought for Canada. He got a silver medal in the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
He was going to do great things as a boxer.
Wow.
And he got a call from a promoter in the United States to go down there when he turned pro. He came from Nova Scotia to Toronto. He started hanging out with the wrong people, and they're not boxers.
Oh.
And they were telling him, we don't box, we do other things. You need to go. He goes, no, I want to stay here.
I want to hang with you. I love your company.
Well, let's just say he never, ever manifested that dream. He ended up staying with those people, getting caught up into the wrong life, and actually he died short.
No, sir.
Very, very sad story of a very promising story.
Wow.
Because of who he chose
to hang around.
Who are hanging around with.
Who you bring in your circle.
When you want to go some places, guaranteed you have to leave some people behind.
Very true.
Guaranteed you have to leave them behind to go. Everybody can't come with you.
Because not everybody can see your vision the way you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Nobody can see your dream. And some people actually can stop your dream at.
They can kill it.
Right?
They're called dream killers, dream stealers, dream assassinators.
Oh, that is not meant for people like us or for people like you.
Yeah. Oh no, they're around.
But they'll be telling you that, oh, are you crazy? Why would you do something like that for?
But you see, we have to remember that God gave us the vision, not them.
That is the key.
Right?
You're going to have to remember the dreamer giver, the vision giver.
So at the end of the day, you know, and, you know, everybody has their thing that's driving them.
That's true.
And for me, at the end of my life, I want God to say, well done.
What's your drive? That's your drive.
Well done, right?
The life you're going to change.
Yes, because he's called me to equip, encourage, and educate people who was where I was. Because I'm not there no more. And I took note, because God made me look back and detailed plan how I transformed my thinking, how I changed the way I did stuff, how I have a friend in Calgary. I told him, you need to write a book. Right? I talked to him last week. He said, you know, Charles, I'm practicing the art of letting go.
I am practicing the art of letting go.
I said, you need to write that book, brother.
That.
You need to write that book.
The art of letting
go. Because he said, when you want to go that way, sometimes you got to let go of what you're holding here so you can grab onto what you're holding here.
That's what I was saying. Sometimes you have to let go friends. Sometimes you have to let go cars you love, homes you love, I don't know, whatever
money
it is,
you have,
clothes you love.
One of the biggest challenges that most people face is letting go of their old patterns of thought.
As a man thinketh,
so is he, right?
Wow.
And I've talked to lots of people over these last 2 years, and I always say to them, I get them to talk about their dream, their past, this, and then I ask them a simple question, but it's not easily answered. I say, do you believe this is going to happen?
And
then I'm not saying it to be negative because I just say it, but they, the doubts start coming in them.
Yes.
Because then, I'm not qualified, I don't have this, I don't have this. Then they say no.
Wow. And
right?
so how are you expecting to
It
ever?
will not happen if you don't believe. You have to believe that what, God is calling you to do, that it can happen, that it will happen if you do what you need to do to
You
make
put
it
your
happen.
mind in it, you breathe it, you dream it, you sleep it.
You talk about it.
Eventually it become
you
reality.
do what you need to do. And like I said, if you don't have mentors and people around you as a team to help you, you're not going to succeed. There's no one-man show anywhere.
You can never make it alone. You
No.
need people.
Anybody who's successful didn't get there on their own.
We know that. Me and you, we did business
Yes,
together.
we know. We know. We know. Right?
And we know that for you to get to where you want to go, you must bring other people with you.
You have to.
I think it's John Maxwell. So many
Yeah,
books we
yeah.
used to read.
Yeah.
I think it's John Maxwell who said it's very lonely on top.
Yes.
So therefore, as you move forward, as you go up in life, make sure you're looking down and you're pulling somebody with you. Because
Yes.
when you're on top, it's going to be very lonely if you do not bring anybody with you.
Yes.
I live by that.
Yes. And
Yeah.
if you don't bring nobody up to the top, we used to have this game as children. I don't know if they do it in Kenya.
Yeah.
The King of the Mountain.
King in the Mountain. Tell us a little bit about
So-
it. Now.
In the snow season, we would build big snow things. It's a mountain, right? So,
Uh-huh.
and then we would fight to get to the top, right? So just when you think you made it to the top, somebody will pull you down.
Down, yeah.
So you have a choice.
Yes.
You can fight with them on your way to the top, or you can just ask them, do you want to come along?
Oh, and then now you work as a team and
You just
both
work as a
get
team to
on
go to the top.
I love that
Right?
story.
And that's, life is so complex in that sense, but most of the people I work with, I realize the biggest challenges are the personal challenges that we haven't dealt with from our past.
100%. 100%. You are fighting battles that really are not yours now, but they were yours. I don't know
Correct.
about you, but I know in Africa, where I come from, growing up, sometimes we used to hear, oh, we don't talk to so-and-so. And then you would ask why we don't talk to so-and-so. You'd be told, they did something, and because of that, I don't like them. You as a child now, you've been put that seed of hate for reason you don't know. They didn't give you a good reason why we don't talk to that. So then somebody will ask you, your friends will ask you, well, how come you don't talk to your oh, my mom and or my auntie said this and they're not good people. You don't know why they're not
Yes.
good people. Now you go preaching that gospel of they're bad people. Now your friend don't want to talk to them because they're bad. But in actuality, you just moving with that sort of I think it's a fake sort of belief. You don't know why you hate somebody, but you're just hating them because someone else hate them. Do you see what I mean? So it's a past that you don't know where it
Yes.
started.
Yes, and
But
you're
even
still
your
holding it.
blessing, you're holding into
Yes.
it, and only to find out later when you're mature enough, like, wow, that person actually is the best person you've ever met.
Right?
And all this year you wasted, the energy you used to hate on them for no good reason wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
You get what I
we
mean?
have to, I love using this analogy. I say, all of us, we understand computers, most people.
Yes,
worldwide.
these days.
And what do we do if our computer was to ever get a virus? Most people would, get a new operating system. And before they even operate it, they would install something called an antivirus
Antivirus.
to protect their operating system because they want their operating system to function properly.
True.
We humans have a virus, I believe, and we need to reprogram our operating system, and we need an antivirus so that we can think right, talk right, see right, act right, hear right. And if we don't heal from that past, the virus is really
Doesn't matter how much,
not going to function
how
right.
successful we become.
No.
All it takes is somebody to come from our past
Yeah.
and say one word that reduces some. Because we go there. If we didn't work on it, now the same people that kept us on, because I think it's bondage. It's a bondage thing. If you don't deal with it, become a bondage, right?
It is.
Your childhood
It is.
trauma, if you
It's-
don't deal with them, then as a grown up,
It's
they are
there.
holding you
You'll
back.
have to deal with them then.
Right?
Right? So you deal with it now, or it will deal with you later.
So do you believe, let me ask you, do you believe in counseling?
And who? Counseling?
Yeah.
I didn't, but I do now.
Okay.
Right? When I say now, I
Yeah.
mean like for years I have.
Yeah.
right? But yes, I mean, if you have an issue
Yeah.
and you don't, that's why support team is very important.
That's what, the reason I ask
You
you,
know,
is that.
you need to have a
because I
pastor
know
on your support
Black
team. You need-
people normally will struggle with that. Oh, I don't need no counseling. You know, so
Yeah.
I know in Africa, I know even
Yes.
here, I'm
Yes,
sure, you
yes,
know,
for sure.
we struggle a lot, especially our men. They would say, oh, I don't need counseling. Why should I waste money to go tell somebody my story just so they can know it? You know what I
Well,
mean?
here's what I say to people, because
Yeah.
I've ran into people like that. I say, because it comes back, most people who say that, they don't know what they really want to do. They know what they don't want to do.
Yes.
Okay, you don't want counseling. What do you want? What do you mean? Right? What's the dream you have for yourself? How do you think that's going to come about? Because I know from my past
Yeah.
that if you don't deal with your past,
Yeah.
it's going to destroy your future.
Yeah, the reason I ask you that is because we're talking about change.
Yes.
And when you talk about change, you have to be willing, you personally,
Yes.
has to be willing to do whatever it takes
To change.
to change. Even if you are forced by somebody else to change, it wouldn't be true change. Sooner
Not
or
true
later,
change.
you're going to find yourself back to where you started.
Period. We know the phrase, a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still.
Say that again.
A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. What do I mean? I have children. I could tell them to do something all the time. They will do it because I'm forcing them to do it, but they don't want to do it. Right? When it comes to personal change, you're in control.
You need to.
So if you don't choose to change, it's not going to happen.
I totally believe that's why God intentionally, because he could have just decided to choose for us, intentionally he gave us free will.
Yes.
As in, that is the one thing God said, you know what, I'm here, if you need me, play,
Yeah.
ask, and I shall give, and,
Yes.
you know, start doing something and I'll bless the work of your hands, but I can choose for you. It's
No.
free will. Choose
Free
your
will.
life.
Yep.
You get it. You can choose to
get it,
believe
yeah.
me or not believe me. You get what I mean?
I
You
get
can
it,
choose
I
to
get
obey
it.
or not
Yeah.
obey. It's free will.
Yes.
I think that's why he gave us that, because at the end of the day, until you are convinced beyond the, you know, shadow of doubt that I want to change, I need this change, whatever that change might
Yes.
be for you,
Mhm.
I need it and I'm willing to do anything to change it. When
Yep.
you're that convicted,
Yes.
you will go to counseling. If it's your
You'll
marriage
do whatever
falling
it
apart,
takes. You do whatever it takes.
if it's your business falling apart, you're going to seek what do you call it, mentor who
Mentors,
is
yeah,
in that
yeah,
field, who
yeah.
can help. You're gonna
Yeah.
do whatever you know, because you really want this back.
Yes.
But if you don't want it,
You know, I always use, and I just think people can really relate to it, when people are trying to lose weight,
yes,
they're trying to change the way they look,
yes,
the way they feel.
yes,
They have to want it. And some of them say they want it. But as we know, just saying it sometimes doesn't line up with the belief.
no, it doesn't. We all say we want to be millionaire.
But are we
I want
willing
to
to
be a
do
millionaire.
but are we willing to do what it takes?
In the morning, I pull your blanket and you sleep until midday, but you
No,
want to be a billionaire.
That don't work. That don't work. Don't do that. I'm gonna do a book, the 100 things that people think they should do,
Yeah,
but actually won't do.
and
That's
then,
gonna not build their business.
isn't it true though? We know what we should do, and we want to do, but something inside us doesn't really let us do them. I don't know. I don't know. It's in the Bible where
Yeah.
I think it's Paul who said,
Yeah.
I know, you know what now? How does it go? It's the book of Romans.
I was just reading it the other day.
Yeah.
It's Romans. I don't remember exactly the
Yes,
address,
yes.
but it goes
It's
like
there,
this.
it's in the Romans book.
You know, the things I want to do, I don't do.
But
the things I don't want to do,
I do
I
them
do.
all the time without struggle.
Right? So, there's a war going on, whether we believe it or not, there's a war going on inside of us for what we want to do and what we don't want to do.
Right? It's a struggle every day.
Right? So we need people around us to encourage us, right, to what we want to do.
Very true.
But if we don't know what we want to do, how can they cheer us on? How can they help us? Right? A person can only take you when they know where you want to go.
Very true.
If you get into a taxi and you say, take me there, he's not going to go nowhere. He might just drive you around, take you money, but he needs a destination.
Very true.
Right?
Very
if you're using your GPS, you need a destination. Then it works. You can't just look at it. It's the same thing with life. We need a destination.
Very true.
Right? So
yeah.
I make it easy. My destination is eternity.
Oh, I like that.
That's my destination.
Yeah.
Eternity.
Now what you do
Now I'm on a journey.
in between this journey.
Right? And like you said, we should be, in my opinion, I agree, bringing people with us to where we're going. Because at the top, at the bottom, at the side by yourself is very lonely.
Very, very lonely.
Right? And even if you look at the word success, when I hear success, I hear succession.
Wow. I've never heard
Right?
of it.
You
that
can't
way.
be a success if there's no
Somebody
successor.
Wow. Come to think about it. How?
Right?
Yeah.
No, then it's going to die.
Because who's going? Wow.
Right? Everything that's
If you're sick tomorrow, if you can't do it, whatever you started is done.
is dead.
If you never trained
It's
somebody,
dead.
if you never
It's dead.
brought somebody to your level, and think about it, you'd have to be a very selfish person
There's a lot of selfish people
if
in the
you
world.
just want to live for you and nobody else.
But our past sometimes have conditioned us to be selfish.
Yeah.
But we have to, the Bible makes it clear that you need to reprogram your mind, your thinking, in order for your life to change.
Yes.
So
yes.
in order for somebody's life to change and be transformed, they have to change their thinking.
So there's no shortcut.
There's no
For
shortcut.
your life to change, you have to change.
That is
your
the
thinking.
shortcut. Work
That
on
is-
yourself.
Work on yourself.
Invest in
We are
yourself.
repeating them again.
Yes,
Invest in
because it's
yourself.
very important. Get a mentor.
Get a mentor.
Get a coach, get a
a coach.
trainer,
Yes.
whatever it is you need, get a cheerleader, right?
Your confidence. Work on your confidence.
Yeah, that's all that personal development is going to
Yeah.
help you with your thinking, your confidence, your belief levels. All those things are important because dream, victory, in between is the struggle. That personal development allows you to endure the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I love sharing. Everybody knows the Psalms 23,
Oh, we love Psalm 23.
right?
We love it.
But lately I've been saying it in a different way. Right? How does it go? How does it go?
Now you got me on card because I'm
Yeah.
like listening. You're the
Yeah.
one who's teaching us. So I was all like Psalm 23.
The Lord is my shepherd.
The Lord is my shepherd.
I shall not want.
He make me.
No, pause.
down.
We need to slow down.
Oh, okay. I was
If
gonna
the-
I was gonna go.
No,
like
I
this.
was. But that's what most of us do. We rush, try to get to our destination. But if we
Yes.
slow down and, they say, smell the roses when you're on the journey, right? The Lord is my shepherd.
I shall never want.
Shepherd takes care of the sheep.
True.
Okay?
True.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall never want. Why? Because he's going to take care of me. Right? He leadeth me by the still water.
waters.
He's these are all beautiful things.
Yeah.
But then there's that part that says, yea, though I walk
Through the shadows of
through
death.
the shadow of the valley of death.
death.
Right? Now if we go back, yea, though I walk, we walk by faith, right? And not by sight.
sight, yeah.
Yea, though I walk by faith through the valley, which is low, of the shadow. It's just a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even real death.
Right?
It's just a shadow.
Yeah.
Because it's a valley. It's
Yeah.
dark. But it's not death. But we walking by faith through the shadow, I will fear no evil. Right? So a lot of times we're in a situation, oh, I can't believe this. Well, it's just a shadow. It's not the end. You're not dead. But we got to keep walking. A lot of times when struggle hits, we stop instead of keep walking. It doesn't say,
free.
yea, though I stand in the valley of the shadow of death, I'm not going to. No, it says, yea, though I walk, and we walk by faith.
Yeah.
We walk by faith through. You know?
Yes. So we have to keep going no matter what.
You have to keep going.
No, even when things look tough,
Even when they look impossible.
believe in the possible.
Mix some faith with your belief. Get the right team. We already said it a whole bunch of times. You need to
Yes.
build yourself up.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because that's going to
Is
give you
there
the
a
confidence
book?
you need.
Is there one book that you tell the person watching that you think everybody
Well,
should
I would
read?
tell them there's about 66 books, but they're all contained in one book.
I like that.
Right? So
And it has all
pick
the
one,
instructions
pick one,
you want.
pick one.
Yeah.
All the instructions is there.
It's in there.
Yes. And, you know, for those who don't believe, that's okay.
Yes.
They will be believers.
Yes. Wow. No, CJ, because really, I like your coaching. And I've worked with you for quite a long time. We've been friends for so long time. You are a family friend.
Yes.
If people wanted to be in touch with you just because
Mm-hmm.
you are coach, you're a personal branding coach, that maybe somebody wants to talk to you, how can they find you? Where would they find you? I mean, you're in
easiest-
Canada.
Yes, well, you know, I'm online,
Yes,
so I'm worldwide.
exactly.
So the easiest way for people to get a hold of me is my website,
Please, can we have it?
charlesjackson.ca.
Charles Jackson.
My name.ca. Very
Yes.
simple, charlesjackson.ca.
Yes. And you can go there, you guys, you can ask him any question, then
Yeah.
he'll tell you. I'm sure there's a lot of instruction in his website of what to do, where to find him, how to reach him, yeah?
Yeah.
So I told you I'll be bringing people who can add value in your life. And this is one gentleman who can add value in your life. I can't be everything.
Make it rain.
I cannot be everything, so I bring you expert that can
Yes.
help you in areas that I can. Because a lot of you have listened to me asking me question like, Paris, how do I start a business? Paris, how do I get unstuck? I'm stuck in this now. There you go. Ask me no more. None of those questions. Visit his website, write to
Yes.
him, and you will see there. I'm sure he has protocols of what you're going to follow and how you can work together and help each other there.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, after you watch this video, if you like it, let us know there. Hit us with a like. Ask a question there, and I'll make sure that I can ask CJ to reply or to reach to you. Yeah. Thank you very guys for watching. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Bye for now.